Hello and welcome to Tech Times. I think we have covered a lot till now, like Kafka architecture, broker, topics, partitions, and producers. One last topic I want to cover before we conclude Kafka tutorial series, that is Kafka consumers. Consumers are used to read messages from Kafka cluster. Similar to what we have set for producers, we have to set some properties for consumers as well, like bootstrap servers, key and value deserializers. While producing the messages, we have serialized those messages, that is, we have encoded the messages. Similarly, while reading those messages, we have to decode those messages using deserializers. For example, we have used string serializer while publishing the messages, and we will use string deserializer to consume the message. There are a few methods we have to use to subscribe to your topic or partitions. There are two methods we have, that is, one is subscribe and one is assign. So let's go through subscribe first. While subscribing to any topic, or if we need to consume any message from any topic, we have to call subscribe method. This method takes single or multiple topic names and it will consume data from all the partitions of those topics. We don't have any control on choosing the partitions with subscribe method. However, if any new partition is added to the topic to increase scalability, then that metadata is sent to the consumer and consumer will automatically start reading the data from that partition as well. This is the benefit of using subscribe method. On the other hand, we can use assign method as well. If we use assign method, we can assign particular partition from that topic from where we can consume the messages. So this we can do for a single partition or multiple partitions as well, and that those partitions can belong to single topic or multiple topics as well. Next we have is a poll function. The poll function is very critical, or you can say a primary function to start consuming the messages from Kafka. It will continuously poll consumer for new records. Even though it sounds simple, but internally it handles all complex operations which are needed to consume the data from broker. Sample code here below shows how to poll the broker and messages are returned to a consumer in a consumer record format. You can process these messages based on whatever logic you have, and it will keep on looping through that poll and consume more and more messages which arrive at the broker. This is an infinite loop, so we don't have any end for this application until unless there is some interruption or failure, because we will continuously poll the broker and will continuously read. Since this is a streaming application, there is no end for this loop. We will continuously keep on polling and reading the messages from the broker. Now let's understand the consumer internals. All this is an consumer and we have a broker here. Now the first component what we have is a consumer network client. So this is an interface between the consumer and the broker. So whatever we interact through the consumer network client. Then we have a fetcher. What fetcher will do is it will fetch a set of records for the poll which we have set. So poll, there is 100 milliseconds which we have set. So for 1 second it will poll all the records, it will collect those records, and whatever the records are fetched, it will send it to the consumer for processing. Then we have a metadata. So what metadata is? The metadata of all the partitions and the topics which are available on the broker. If any new partition is added, this metadata will get automatically refreshed. Then we have subscription state. What subscription state is? Whatever the topic or partition this consumer has subscribed to. If any new partition is added, this subscription state will automatically get updated with the new partition value. Then we have consumer coordinator. What consumer coordinator will do is it will read from the metadata. If any new partition is added, it will update the subscription state. Also, it will manage the offsets of the consumer. Whatever the data has been read or wherever it has been last processed, it will manage this offset, it will commit those offset to the Kafka. Now let's understand offset. Offset is very critical when you are dealing with streaming application. You should know till what position data is processed in case of consumer failure. Now that position is called as offset. Let's understand it using this diagram. We have a producer producing the messages to a partition and consumer is consuming these messages. By default, consumer will start reading messages from latest offset available or if it is not available, you'll start reading from beginning. Now we are reading messages at position 4 and last committed offset is 1. So there are two positions 2 and 3 which are read and processed but not committed. Therefore, in case of consumer failure, it will start consuming messages from position 2 since it was not committed. This is the reason why you should have proper offset management. There is option of auto offset management as well and can be utilized by setting two proper parameters: enable auto commit to true and auto commit interval to the time which you want that commit should happen. Now here you can see we have set it to 5000 milliseconds, that is 5 seconds. Now in any streaming application with high throughput, that is more than sufficient to read those records, process it. Now you should make sure that all those records which are read should be processed before 5 seconds, because if they are not processed, then Kafka will automatically mark those records as read and processed, and if the consumer fails again, then we won't be able to read those messages since they are marked as committed in the Kafka cluster. Now all these offsets are set under a topic name __ consumer _ offsets. You can see in the diagram under this topic it has total of 50 partitions, and all those offsets for all the top consumers that they are saved under this topic on the Kafka broker. Now the last option is consumer groups. Now consumer groups is an option given at a consumer side to scale out. Now this can be managed using a group.id settings. So whatever consumers are part of the same group will act as the same consumer and will start consuming the messages in parallel from the same topic. Now this is helpful in scaling out or increasing the parallelism by adding more and more consumers and making them part of the same group so that they can read and process the data in parallel. Now let us understand using this diagram. Now we have three consumers which are part of the same group with a group ID of orders, and they are consuming the data from topic orders, and the topic order has three partitions 0, 1 and 2. All of them are consuming the message in parallel. If we had a single consumer in this place, then all the three partitions will be aligned to a single consumer. In that case, the load on the single consumer is way too much and it decreases the parallelism. Now in this case, if we add one more consumer here in the group and we have only three partitions, then that consumer is idle. It won't be consuming any messages because we don't have any additional partition from that. No two consumers will consume the data from single partition. What if one consumer fails in that group? In that case, there will be a rebalance that will occur, and in the rebalancing, the partition will get aligned to any of the remaining consumers. Now you can see one consumer has failed, and the one consumer from that group now has two partitions. It is consuming data from two partitions. Now this is entirely managed by group coordinators, that is Zookeeper manages all these things. Now what if we add one more partition to this topic orders? Now in that case, we have additional partition in the topic, but we have same number of consumers in the consumer group. In that case, the additional topic partition which is added, it will get aligned to any of the consumers so that rebalancing will occur. Now one consumer has two partitions and other two consumers has single partitions. Now in this case, if we add one more consumer here in the consumer group, that fourth partition will get aligned to that consumer and we will have four consumers consuming parallelly from the four partitions. I hope you have understood consumer and consumer groups now. You can deep dive into it and learn more on other parameters which you can use to tune them and increase the performance of consumer and consumer groups. So that's it for our session today. Thank you for your time. Like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.